we have a cutoff of rupees 4,000 crore and below. If you are less than 4,000 crore, then you have to issue 25% of the shares. If you are more than 4,000 crores, you can issue up to 10%, and then you are given some time to come up to 25%. Now there are certain levels. For example, if you are at 3,000 crores, 3,500 crores, you end up by regulation issuing more shares, more amount of shares than if you are at 4,000 crores or plus. So this is leading to a certain incentive on the part of certain entities to present and show before SEBI that they are actually 4,000 crores and above. This is an artificial thing which has come up. So we are going to change that. We are going to rectify that anomaly.
So what will be the new threshold, sir? What will be the new threshold that you are considering?
So have you seen companies who are inflating the valuation due to this anomaly?
I'm sure your next question would be, then what have you done about it? Correct? This is not the way to look at it. We have a general feeling, and it stands to reason, that if at 4,000 crores you can issue and get away by issuing only 400 crores, and at 3,999 crores you have to issue 1,000 crores. It's a natural human tendency that you will like to present yourself in the first one. Yes, so we have seen such instances, and as you know, SEBI has been asking for more and more disclosure about how somebody has come to a particular pricing, and that pricing has to be disclosed. We have also come out with the requirement that the track record of the investment banker has to be disclosed. So in that background, we find that this artificial discrimination is leading to more anomaly, and we are trying to resolve that now.
सर राजीव गांधी इक्विटी स्कीम जो पिछले 2 साल से काफी अच्छा परफॉर्म नहीं कर पाई है, तो इस बजट में उसके लिए कोई नया मॉडिफिकेशन या उसको स्ट्रेंथन करने का कोई प्लान?
इस प्रश्न का उत्तर तो भारत सरकार को ही देना चाहिए, मेरे लिए तो ठीक नहीं है उत्तर देना। लेकिन मैं ये समझता हूँ कि राजीव गांधी इक्विटी स्कीम और डेटा उसको सपोर्ट कर रहा है, सक्सेसफुल नहीं हुआ है, तो इसमें कुछ चेंज करने की आवश्यकता है, और सेबी इस बारे में भारत सरकार से वार्ता कर रही है।
सर जो 25% आपने जो पीएसयूज के लिए कहा है, उसके लिए कोई टाइमलाइन कुछ डिसाइड हो पाई है कब तक?
देखिए, सेबी का ये मानना है कि सेबी का जो भी रेगुलेशन हो, वो कॉर्पोरेट गवर्नेंस पर हो या अदरवाइज हो, ये न्यूट्रल होना चाहिए कि उस कंपनी का मालिक कौन है। क्योंकि ओनरशिप ड्रिवन अगर हमारा कोई रेगुलेशन रहता है तो ये कॉर्पोरेट गवर्नेंस के ख्याल से उचित नहीं है। So what we are trying to do is to tell the government that the minimum public shareholding guidelines should not be dependent upon who is the owner. And since for rest of the companies who are not public sectors, where the ownership or majority ownership is not with the government, for them it is 25%. It stands to SEBI's long-term goal and objectives that the same should apply to those companies which are owned majority by the government. So we have taken up with the government that they should also issue minimum 25% if they want to be listed. I mean, if you decide not to remain listed, you can own 100% of your company and SEBI has nothing to do with it.
The issues of corporate governance has been a challenge. With the new regulations, do you see the enforcement part could be enhanced much more by SEBI?
Yes, the new guidelines, if you must appreciate that we have given enough time to corporate India, and our first consultation paper was issued in January 2013. So we gave more than 1 year time for people to offer their comments. We also had to wait for the new Companies Act to be enacted, and now we have come out with our guidelines after consultation and after the new Company Act is in place. Many of the things which we have done are to align our requirements with the new Company Act, and rest wherever we have felt that from the point of view of small investor or even institutional investors, there is a need to strengthen the corporate governance guidelines. We have done that, and our focus has been primarily on minority protection and on related party transactions. These are the two main focus areas which we have dealt with.
So the regulations give a lot of power to the designated DDPs, as we call it. like the new FI won't come to SEBI directly. So do you think there would be any?
Are you happy with it or you're unhappy? We like it or you don't like it?
But I'm just saying, earlier they used to come to SEBI directly.
No, but what is your question? You want them to come to SEBI?
Corporate governance issues because
There can't be any corporate governance issues because of this.
In a sense, the level of strictness won't be at the same as.
I would like to assure you that what we have done in the foreign portfolio investment regulation is very well thought out, and the whole idea is to create a situation where foreign portfolio investors do not have a problem. So it's not that anybody and everybody can be given the status of a DDP. The designated depository participants, for them certain criteria has been made and they will be accountable. It's not that they are not accountable to us. They will continue to be accountable to us. We can inspect them, we can ask for documents, we can see, we can supervise them. So I don't know what is the worry about it, because you must also correlate it with our main recommendation. And if you will recall, this was the recommendation of the working group on foreign capital flows, which I had chaired in 2010. Our idea is that every non-resident, provided his KYC is well established, he should be allowed to invest through the portfolio route. So that is the main idea. Now if you do that, to expect people to come to India or approach India and approach SEBI and do that, it would be very, very cumbersome. But don't be worried about the quality. The quality will remain very high.
So there have been several representations as far as we met several industry participants when you took up their case with the finance ministry. There was an issue of double taxation. Do you think that will now be sorted with you taking up the matter with the finance ministry?
Double taxation in which
a lot of participants were saying there was a double layer taxation as far as the present guidelines of REITs are concerned, and that had to be
present guideline. Which present guideline?
Which SEBI had.
No, SEBI has several guidelines. So which one? Can you?
बेसिकली उनका कहना था कि जब हम इन्वेस्ट करते हैं तब टैक्स देना पड़ेगा, और जब एग्जिट करेंगे जो रिटर्न आएगा उस पर भी टैक्स लग सकता है.
ये कौन कहते हैं? जो फॉरेन इन्वेस्टर्स हैं,
जो फंड्स वगैरह है, उनका कहना था.
मैं नहीं समझता हूँ ये बात सही है, क्योंकि आपको कोई भी ट्रांजैक्शन यदि आप कर रहे हैं ऑन दी स्टॉक एक्सचेंजेस, तो आपको सिक्योरिटीज ट्रांजैक्शन टैक्स देना है. आप लोग एक चीज अप्रिशिएट करना चाहिए कि 2004 में जब सिक्योरिटीज ट्रांजैक्शन टैक्स पहली बार लगाया गया था, तो उस समय लॉन्ग टर्म कैपिटल गेन्स टैक्स को जीरो कर दिया गया. आप इसको भूल रहे हैं. पूरे कॉन्टेक्स्ट को समझिए. शॉर्ट टर्म कैपिटल गेन्स रह गया 10% पे, लॉन्ग टर्म कैपिटल गेन्स टैक्स को जीरो किया गया. और वो इसलिए किया गया क्योंकि उस समय एक परसेप्शन था कि हमारा जो टैक्सेशन ऑन कैपिटल मार्केट का 2004 के पहले था, वो फेवरेबल था टू फॉरेन इन्वेस्टर्स रिजाइडिंग इन ए कंट्री जहां की डबल टैक्सेशन अवॉइडेंस एग्रीमेंट है. क्योंकि यहां तो टैक्स नहीं देंगे वो, और वहां कितना टैक्स देंगे नहीं देंगे उसकी जानकारी नहीं रहती थी. तो व्हाट हैज बीन डन अंडर एसटीटी वाज not only to make things simple, but it was also meant to create a level playing field for domestic investor and foreign investors. Now, there can be an issue about the current level of STT, whether it is high or low, that is a separate question. But it's not that anybody was put to a disadvantage because of this.
Sir, और एक बात की जो REITs में भी म्यूचुअल फंड के तरफ पर किसी तरह के टैक्स ब्रेक्स या टैक्स इंसेंटिव्स मिले इन्वेस्टर्स को, क्या वो देख पाएंगे?
REITs में हाँ, रिट्स के लिए बहुत जरूरी है कि उनको टैक्स एडवांटेज मिले, उनको पास थ्रू का स्टेटस मिले. सेबी ने रिट्स के टैक्स ट्रीटमेंट के बारे में सरकार को पत्र लिखा है. इट इज अंडर कंसिडरेशन ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट, और जब तक इस पर निर्णय नहीं होगा तब तक रिट्स सक्सेसफुल नहीं होगा. और यदि हम रिट्स को रेगुलेशन निकाल भी दें, तो जब तक इस पर टैक्स में क्लैरिटी नहीं आएगी, ये सक्सेसफुल नहीं होगा.
So, the permission, if I could
Shall we just stop now?
Sir, just one question. Mr. Kampani, if I could just ask you. Sir, regulator has raised the concern when it comes to corporate governance. Do you think corporates and the capital market at large needs to do more when it comes to disclosures of corporate governance?
I think the disclosure document which SEBI has prescribed and which the companies are giving are fair. And they are very, very matured statement now coming up in India. And I think they are of the international standard now. So I don't think there is any issue on disclosures in the offer document. It's completely given.
Sir, so when is the delisting draft? You said when is the final listing coming out? By 31st, I think most of the feedback must be in this, right? Like pros and cons of the delisting, the draft delisting.
Delisting, we have received a lot of comments. We are examining them. I can't give you a timeline, but it will happen very quickly.